Hi and welcome back to Channel Zero X. I'm Michael and this is Caroline.
Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I hope that whatever you're doing, you're having fun and you've got the week well and truly behind you now.
Well, some people will still be in the afternoon, but it'll be soon.
I guess somebody who will be drinking a toast to himself tonight will be James Gunn. Is this something that we should be welcoming?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I really love those films and I want to see more of them, but I don't want to see them directed by somebody who is supposed to have associated online with a paedophile who went to prison.
Yeah.
That's quite uncomfortable.
Some people have noted that James Gunn, he is back with Disney. Disney own Fox now, who famously sacked Roseanne for her alleged racist tweet.
Yeah, while she was under the influence of some sleeping pills.
Was it? What was the name of the? Well, anyway,
we don't want to say the name of the sleeping pill. Trust me, I used to work in Big Pharma.
But so we find ourselves looking at the situation where he's back with Disney, having been gotten rid of originally for making paedophile jokes. But it seems that making racist jokes is okay.
10,000 tweets, because do you know something I've never forgotten that really made me laugh? Is James Gunn apparently did in his Twitter bit, as opposed to the search bar, James Gunn delete all tweets between, I don't know, 2008 and 2012, and then it got literally tweeted across the world.
Schoolboy error. Or maybe that's not quite the phrase I was looking for.
Schoolboy error, but really showing
rookie mistake. We should probably
but what
rather
does
say.
it hide? You know, he knew that he had loads of dodgy stuff up there.
So this dodgy stuff. I mean, he hasn't been convicted of anything. He's not on charges, as far as I know.
And we do need to bear that in mind, because in terms of my keenness to have proof and to have evidence and to have a logical evidence-based conclusion to things, he hasn't been convicted of anything. But there are those. There are the tweets.
Or was it the circumstantial evidence? Or is that what it would come under? Or well, let's say it's pretty.
Well, no, it's not circumstantial.
It's quite insightful. But it seems that
it hasn't. Let me finish that point. It's not circumstantial. I think it's, in a way, it's actual, because if he has allegedly tweeted about young children inappropriately and has inappropriately it's not inappropriate, if he has associated with somebody who went to prison for paedophilia, to me that's
do you not
fairly
assume
damning.
that Disney would have Disney's top lawyers, its top men, wouldn't have reviewed the available evidence? So top men.
Well, that's interesting, because I mean, my degree, I've got a degree in law. I don't practice, but I do know UK-wise the rules of evidence and the burdens of proof. So I guess they have consulted those people, and there can't be enough evidence, or there's some kind of ability to cover
presumably
things up.
Also there's not a victim saying that somehow they have come off the worse.
Well, I don't know.
No one's come forward with accusations that he's done anything. It's just literally the nature of these jokes on Twitter.
But by association, the person that went to prison has at least viewed indecent images. I don't know
to what degree.
Sorry, I need to finish that point. I don't know if that's just where it stopped, but to me, to view indecent images of children is to show,
of course it is.
To have not only a mentality that's beyond description in terms of awfulness, but you are, by communicating with other people, you are encouraging that. And these tweets that James Gunn made would have legitimized other people and thought, oh, it's okay for me to think this. It's okay for me to behave like this. It's okay for me to violate.
So legitimizing is probably the thing that you'd try and hang him on. It's that his association would be him lending an endorsement to these people's activities.
Not so much lending an endorsement. The fact that you engage with it, to me, the fact that you are engaging with somebody who is engaged in those activities and has been indicted.
Is there a message that Disney is trying to put out to us then? Is there something that we're supposed to take?
Before we get there, as I say, I'm sure they've consulted their top lawyers, but I do remember at the time that I think Disney fired him on the basis of the fact that they were a family film-based company.
Well, they certainly didn't hire...
And it wasn't appropriate for that kind of comment to be made toward, in light of their audience. Whereas we've literally only just got back in from work, I think half an hour ago. So I haven't read any in-depth news articles about it. I just know, from when we were out and checked, that it's been verified by a number of sources. But what I haven't heard anything about is Disney explaining the decision. I mean, do you know, how was it announced? Just James Gunn?
I think it was generally through, I think the first I saw of it was through IGN, I think, which is one of those Access Media types. They didn't really give much in the way of details, as far as I'm aware. It's it was a pretty perfunctory announcement. Maybe they want to gauge, Disney want to gauge what kind of reaction this is going to have. Are people going to make a big thing about it? Would they back down again if there was enough of an outcry, repeated outcry, if they've misjudged the climate, perhaps?
Or do they just think quite simply, because I really loved those films. I loved the Guardians of the Galaxy films. The second one didn't really hold up for me. The first one...
I actually, it was as good for me as...
No, I enjoyed it, but I'd give that a 7, whereas the first one I'd definitely give probably a 9.2.
But we certainly have no kind of argument over he is the best person for the job, were it not for this this legacy.
Yes, he's the best. But this is interesting, isn't it? He's the best person to direct the film on the basis of his past performance, but
he's also written them all as well, hasn't he?
Yes, but I find it disturbing that I really enjoyed those things, but and I do enjoy them. They're well written and they're well directed.
Yeah.
You have to say that. But if the mentality that sits behind them is somebody who has the capacity to associate with, well, basically paedophiles and people who hurt children.
Well, this is the thing, that in terms of hiring people who may have had some sort of guilt by association, that might have indicted the whole of Hollywood. There probably wouldn't be a person working in Hollywood
if
now.
It is just guilt by association, but it isn't, is it? It's... I mean, I haven't personally seen the first-hand evidence, but because the tweets were deleted, but there are many videos that say he made really inappropriate jokes about young children, and to me that alone is incredibly inappropriate and also dangerous, because it legitimizes, as I said earlier, that behavior in others can think, oh, that's normal.
Do you think that maybe that is what they're intending people to think? Do you think through the back door they are trying to somehow legitimize this notion that this is fair game to joke about?
Well,
no, I'm not saying that they would go as far as doing that themselves, but to say that we've got somebody back in the fold who we essentially don't have a problem with so much, in terms of being able to employ him. So it's not something that, yep.
Well, no, continue. Sorry, I was just like waving at.
So it's not something that they probably are expecting a huge backlash over, because otherwise, I'm sure that they wouldn't have announced it so thoroughly. They may have said they were announced they were considering it or in talks or whatever. But to actually say he is back, it's official, black and white.
Because we've just got in and we've just learned about it and we've given an initial reaction. Most of mine is based on the emotional reaction that somebody who's associated with the things that I've said in the video is back in charge of films that through his contribution were good. It's a kind of really difficult situation.
Could this also be an intention to stir up a cloud, a bit of obfuscation over what's happened with the whole Captain Marvel thing?
That's an interesting question, and
they're questionable.
I actually think that's a question for another video. I think we can probably reflect on this overnight, see what other people say, gather more facts.
Yeah.
And I think we can wrap this one up. Well, for me, we can wrap this one up here and just say, a very happy Friday, whether you're off already or you're going to be off. If you like, please like and subscribe and leave us your comments about what you think, particularly about this tug of war over the fact that he contributed something really good with the Guardian of the Galaxy films, but there's this subconscious and there's this consciousness behind it.
Probably a lot of people are conflicted. It's it's
well, it is a very conflicted thing. I'm conflicted, but anyway, please leave your comments.
Take care, guys.
Stay safe wherever you are. Bye bye.